Hey guys, we're back for another video. We had a really cool response, a really big response from Colten's introduction, and one of you guys asked if he could share his coming out story, and you really thought that was a pretty good idea, right?
Yeah, I thought about it, and I feel comfortable sharing it. I think it's a very powerful story. It could help a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. So I
Okay,
want you to
well,
just
let's get going here. It's kind of a longer story. I don't want to leave out any details for you. Just a little quick history. I've been seeing guys probably since 15, and when I first started seeing guys, I was totally discreet. I mean, that's how everybody was. Oh, discreet, discreet. Oh, my roommates are gone discreet. That's the whole whole way it goes. And it was really easy at first. It's a bunch of lies and stuff. That's kind of hard, on your family. And um, yeah, it was tough. It was always like, oh yeah, I'm going out to the movies. I might not be back, or something like that. You got to cover up, and it was easy at first, and it just got harder as the days went on. It got hard as in pressure, as in lying, especially to your family. I don't like lying, especially to family. But when you're homosexual, it's kind of hard to just say, "Oh yeah, I'm going out with a guy." You just can't do it. You're young, you don't know what you want, and so yeah, I did that for a couple of years, till I was 17, and the pressure just started building so high. I just couldn't live with myself, and I didn't know what to do. I was getting stressed, and that was just from the lying. That wasn't even the bad part yet. When I turned about probably 16, my sister, which I care for very much, she contacted me over the phone, and she's like, "Well, Colten, I got to talk to you about something. It's kind of important. I got a couple questions for you. Trying to pick out some stuff. She lured me in. I had no idea what I was in for." And she invited me over. She's like, "Oh, why don't we have dinner at my place?" And I'm like, "All right, sounds great," And we sat down, and she started talking to me, and she just started bawling and crying, and it's like, oh my god, what happened? I was just lost, and then it finally came to me. I'm like, oh no, my secret's out, and she found out I accidentally left my online account up on my laptop, and she found out all about me and my history, and she had a hard time believing that because I was a successful student. I was very responsible. I was respected, and nobody had an idea that I was like this. I mean, it was a whole second life for me, and I covered my ass really good on this, and nobody knew. But when I accidentally slipped that one time, and she found out, she sat me down, and she just confronted me and said, "Is this true? Is this really you?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but it is." And she had a really hard time with that. But she took me in, and very supportive. She understood it because she does it every day. She's a social worker, and she took care of me. And she's like, "If you need anything, if you have any suicidal thoughts or anything," because she knew I was young and just going through some stages. And so she took me in. She's like, "I won't tell anybody. That's your life. You tell who you want." She's like, "Just come to me anytime if you need help." And it was great. It relieved so much pressure. She knew. It was great. I'm like, "Oh my god, somebody else knows." It's perfect, especially a family member. A family member is the way to go. I mean, telling somebody out on the street, "Yeah, I'm gay." Well, yeah, that helped. But my sister, she knew. And that just, it like popped a balloon inside of me. I felt great. I'm like, wow, I'd love to tell my other family members, but I would always stop. My body just said, no, you can't, because I'm just well respected Colten, successful, and Colten would never do such a thing. It seems like Colten would be a successful family man, but it didn't work out. But so anyway, as I'm going on here, so my sister knew, great, that relieved a lot of pressure, but it started building again, and the lies kind of ran out, and I couldn't keep lying to my family. And one day I went to school, and a kid came up to me, and he confronted me. He's like, "You have a boyfriend?" I'm like, excuse me? This is high school. I mean, there's never been a gay kid in my school, and he's like, dude, you're gay. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just flipping out inside. I didn't know what to say. And I'm like, no, you're confused with somebody else, and then these rumors start going around the high school, and within 2 days, nobody would even talk to me or even look at me. And it's really sad. I lost all my friends from high school, and I still don't even talk to any of them because they just think I'm a bad gay guy. I don't know what's so wrong with that. They just ditched me. What kind of friend would just say, oh, screw you because you're gay? If you were gay, I'd understand, say, good for you, keep going, you're strong. No, you just don't do that. I mean, everybody. I had hundreds of friends during high school, and everybody just turned their back on me within 2 days. That's all it took, 2 days, from a rumor that somebody just picked up and started saying it. I said, it's not true, it's not true. And no, they just believed them. Everybody turned their back on me. They still turn my back. That was my last year and a half in high school. They just ditched me. But anyway, so then, yeah, I lost all my friends in high school over that. And my life just started going downhill after this. Because, I mean, like, my family started, just kind of disrespecting me. Because I kind of disrespected them. I was lying, and which I don't blame them. And so then now that happened. And then when the stuff just went really downhill was I took a vacation over Christmas break. And I accidentally left my profile account open on my laptop, and they just found out. My sister found out, my other sister, of course, and she kept it a secret. She didn't talk to me about it. She was just so, oh my God, I can't believe this. And okay, and no big deal. So that wasn't a problem. But when I came back, I didn't have cell phone reception for 5-6 days, and I came back and I got a voicemail from my father, and he left me like basically a life-threatening message saying, if you come back here, you're done, because he found out somehow that I was seeing somebody. And my family, first of all, before they knew I was gay, was probably the most anti-gay family you could ever imagine. My mom, my brothers, my sisters, just everybody, gays should burn in hell, it's just not the right way. I mean, that's just how they were. They were just uninformed. And so when I came back, it was about a 12-hour drive, and I got that message right when I started driving, and I'm like, you can't be serious. My dad just threatened my life because I'm homosexual, That's terrible. What kind of a father would do that? I mean, I was 17 years old at the time. And so then I called, and he didn't answer, but I drove through the night, and I came back, and my mom found out too, and she was very anti-gay too, and she was very upset because, like I said, nobody saw this coming in me. They thought I wouldn't do such a thing. And so then I got home. It was about 6:30 in the morning, and I'm just exhausted. I've been driving for 12 hours, and she's basically like, what the hell are you doing here? You're gay. Just get out of my life and my house. And my parents are divorced, and I was living with my mom at the time. And she's like, you don't belong here, Sonny. And I'm like, okay, great. Where am I supposed to go? I don't have any friends now from high school. What am I supposed to do? And so I kind of just hung out, and I went to my sister's, the one that she knew, the social worker, so she accepted it, and the fight started. My sister stood up for me, and I'm very impressed and proud of her when she did that. She stood up to my mom, and because my mom, she was not okay with it, which, like I said, she's anti-gay, was anti-gay. And so it was fighting, and then my brother found out, and my whole family found out, and my life just flipped over. And I was scared. I had nobody to talk to except for my one sister, and everybody was angry with me and like threatening, like, oh my God, you can't do this, and it was just terrible. It's scary. I didn't know. I'm 17 years old. What am I supposed to do? I can't go anywhere. And just everybody just slammed the door on me, and nobody from high school. I tried calling people. They wouldn't respond. Stupid Facebook. Tried Facebook, and that didn't even work. Nobody would talk to me or respond. It was just terrible. I didn't know what to do. And so my mom basically said, just get out of here. And so I left and stayed with my sister and till things cooled down. And it did take a while. It took a couple days. And then I went back and stayed at my mom's. We didn't talk. If she was there, I wasn't there, and it just vice versa, and we just minded our own business. And I was very depressed. That was the start of a very bad depression. I didn't see any help for depression. Speaking of which, I was not suicidal at any time. I'm very thankful for that. I can understand somebody being put in that exact position. I can see how people would think suicidal thoughts. And it's scary. You just don't know what you're going to do. You think, oh, I'm going to run away. I could kill myself and fix it. It's just terrible. Which thankfully I never thought that. I'm like, you know what? My family's been great to me prior to this, and I'm sure they'll accept it sometime. And I was thinking years, but actually it only took a couple days. My mom, she was the first one to accept me like that. She just sat me down. She's like, just explain to me what's been going on in your life. Why are you gay? And first of all, I've had a very rough childhood, and personally I think that has a very good hand in why I turned out the way I am, which I don't regret at all, but I did have a rough history. And so my mom sat me down. We took some time, a couple hours, and we just talked. There was a lot of tears and hugging and stuff like that. It was really sad, but we got through it though. And my mom, she wasn't okay with it for a while, and which I understand. That's got to take time. You find out your son's homosexual. That's got to be a punch in the face. And she started coming around. She actually talked to me, and she just accepted me. She's like, you can come back and stay with me, and that was a great start. And then I had to face my father, and that was not a good time. He is very, very, very against gays. It was terrible. He's like, oh, like, fucking faggot, and you piece of shit, and you should die of AIDS, It's, just the typical 70s illusion of gay guys, And it was just terrible, and he's like, oh, should just rot in hell, get the hell out of my life. You're not my son, and so then, okay, great, well, screw you, Dad, basically, and we just kind of ignored him. He just needed some more time to cool down. And so anyway, then I'm still on winter break, and I went back to work. I worked for my brother, and my father works there too. He was my coworker too at the time, and he couldn't stand looking at me. I was trying to work, and I was trying to have a good day at work, and he just couldn't stand looking at me, and he's just mumbling stuff about me, and oh, you fag, and you stupid fuck, and all this just rude stuff, and it just made me feel terrible. And he just kept putting me down, and I couldn't take it anymore. By 3 hours into work, I just snapped at him. I said, I'm your son. This is what I want. I'm sorry I turned out like this, but it's just what I want. And he got a little upset about that, and he threw a punch at me, and thank God I was paying attention, and I stopped him. And then he was grabbing me, tried choking me, he's threatening me, he's like, oh, I'm going to kill you, and then my brother stopped in. I was so impressed with my brother. I love my brother. He's very special to me, and he's a very good brother. And he came in, and he saw this. I looked like I was going to get killed, and he grabbed my father and just literally beat the shit out of him. I was so impressed. I was so proud. I started crying, and I'm like, wow, my brother stood up for me. And even though that he knew I was gay, and I didn't talk to him yet about it, and he just beat him up. And it was awesome. Somebody stood up for me, and I needed some support. And so then anyway, a couple days later, my brother and I, we sat down and talked. The one that punched my father, he took it very hard. Me and him were very close at the time. We lived together sometimes, and we worked damn near every day together after school, and we were very close. Yeah, and it was the hardest conversation I've ever had to have, was telling my brother that I was gay. And he took it hard because he had very high hopes for me, just like everybody else, And he didn't cry or anything, but he didn't take it well. He's like, you're making a mistake. You're just confused. He's trying to talk me out of it. And I'm like, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I'm behind your back, and I'm sorry for that, but I think this is what I want, And yeah, I may be young, but you got to find out sometime. And so we sat down, we talked about it, and he's like, well, if that's your choice, go for it. I'm happy for you, basically. Okay, so that's another one down. Then my other brother, to this day, I haven't really confronted him and talked to him. We're not very close, never really have been, and I just don't feel comfortable talking to him about it. My other sister, she took it pretty hard too, a lot of tears, and then she was okay with it right away. I was really surprised, and she took it well, and she, hugged me and said, please talk to me if you need help at any time, and that's great. And so then now I'm pretty cool with everybody. It's starting to look up, and
Well, I think it's looked up a lot.
yeah, it's changed. My family was never really close to me at all, but when I came out, yeah, there was about 6 months of, don't really talk to you, but now my family's so close right now. I've never seen it like this. Even Eric, he's starting to be part of the family too now, bringing him to family gatherings and stuff like that, and it's getting really, really close together, and which I love it. I love my family, and it's a good family to be in.
I think it's important for them to know that your dad has changed and your brothers have changed.
Mhm.
Your dad he made us
Yeah,
dinner.
like I said, my father has been the most anti-gay guy, and it took about, I'd say, at least 2 months after our little fight. Then we finally sat down, and I explained to him, this is my life, not yours. I know you want me to marry a woman and have kids one day. I know that, but it's my life, not yours, and it's my choice. And which he finally took in, and he understood. And I told him, I'm like, this ain't the 80s anymore with gays. I mean, times are changing. There's a lot more gays out there. I mean, it's starting to get accepted a lot more, which is amazing, and it's great. Change is a good thing. And so anyway, my father and I, we kind of made up, and he's still a little edgy sometimes, but like Eric said, he made us dinner, and
We went swimming together.
yeah, we went swimming. He's got a mansion of himself, so
And
we went.
We talked about, he's been to Germany a lot, so me and him had stuff in common. We like history and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To meet him. And,
And,
your mom.
My mom, she just adores Eric. She's like, this is the cutest thing ever. It's just amazing. And my mom, she loves making us meals and having us over and just chit-chatting, calling us and saying, hey, what are you guys doing? And yeah, like I said, she just loves Eric. It's been amazing what kind of a transformation this, from being, oh my God, my life is done, I'm confused, possible suicidal, to, oh, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I never wanted to be out. Yeah, my life has went from great to hell to fantastic, and I'm very happy that I told my family. It's like a huge bubble burst in me, and I feel great. And I love just going to talk to them, say, oh, I can do this with Eric, and you guys are invited, or I'm doing this with Eric on Saturday. It's great to talk to somebody. And like I said before, when I was younger, from 2 years without talking to anybody about seeing a guy, it just tears you apart. You can't do it. It just, emotionally, you cannot handle it. I couldn't. I'm a pretty strong guy inside, and I just couldn't handle it. And
I think if you're struggling, maybe listen to Colten's story, because
yeah, I was the last guy on earth that wanted to come out. I would never, ever, ever, ever tell my family that I was gay. Never. And yeah, they accidentally found out, but you know what? That accident was the best thing in my life. And I'm damn proud of my family, and I'm very amazed that they went from hating gays to loving and taking care of me more and watching out for me and standing up for me. It's just great. And especially my mom, she's been a sweetheart to me now, and she looks out for me a lot. And like I said, I love my family, and I especially love my mom because she's always been there for me ever since this coming out has started. And like I want to come out more, but it's kind of hard. Like the guys at work, I just can't tell them. They lose respect for me, and I'm just scared of losing all my friends again. And like not talking to anybody from high school, that's tough. I mean, you see people out on the street hanging out with your classmates from high school, and it's like, why can't I do that? Oh yeah, because they found out that I was gay. You know, it's just hard. And same thing with at college, school. It's just terrible. Oh, Colton might be gay. Let's never talk to him. You know, we had a really nice connection. Now it's nothing. And it's nice to have Eric to lean on to when that happens. And hopefully people respect gays a little bit more sooner. It'd be great because I'm sure people are going through the same thing I went through. It's got to be tough out there. I mean, some people, yeah, oh, I'm gay, no big deal, you know. Like down in populated areas, people don't care, but like out here in the sticks.
Well, not on sticks, but
Well, where I came from, I was out in the sticks. And like my hometown, I don't think there's ever been a gay guy in that town. But overall, what I'm saying is, trying not to milk this out too long, but um, coming out may be a bad thing, but I'm sure it can change around for you like it has for me. And it has been the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And yeah, I'm not going to say go tell everybody. That's your decision, but just think about it. You know, if you're under pressure and you're thinking crazy thoughts like some people do, I'm sure that's pretty common out there. Just think about it. Tell somebody. I mean, it doesn't have to be your family member. Just tell somebody about it. Just say, I need some help. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They say, oh, sorry, I can't help you. Well, go ask somebody else. Then there's billions of people out there to talk to. Eric, he's talked to so many people. He's not afraid to anymore. And
I think your video will help quite a few people.
yeah. If you guys have any questions, just please feel free to post, or I'll get my email on here sometime. And I'd love to answer your questions. Anything, go for it. I'm pretty much open book. And like I said, my life was hell for a long time. 6 months, 6 to 8 months straight. And it turned out to be the greatest life I've been living so far. And just think about it. Anything else, Eric?
No, I think you told a very, very, very good story.
Thank you. Yeah, I just thank you for the fan that recommended this. It was a great idea. And everyone else that left ideas, don't worry, we didn't forget about you. We'll get there. I just picked this one because I thought about it. I'm like, you know what, we need to get this out there. It might help you, it might not. If you like it, you like it. If you hate it, that's fine.
He's really excited about YouTube, so I will make a video soon. I know that.
Great. Like I said, keep some topics coming in, and thank you for all the comments in the previous video. That made my day when I woke up yesterday and saw all those fans saying, "Oh, you're very beautiful, and you guys are so lucky to be together." And it's just been very nice to come on YouTube.